there, and welcome to another episode of Studs Up. You're watching in your tens of thousands, and I've got to thank you for that. Wherever you're watching us, you're downloading us on Spotify and Apple as well. Thanks. And we've got another blockbuster episode today. Again, just like last week, some of the stories write themselves. They really do. But I've got to introduce my partners in crime. Alongside me, in fact, I'll say opposite me, is a man who has already decided the Chelsea manager will not last longer than his January gym membership. It's Rory Jennings. How are you, sir? You good?
No, I'm not great.
No, he's not good.
If you really want a truthful answer, no, I'm not great. I'm not in a good mood. We're obviously going to talk Chelsea in a minute, and you will find out why I'm not good.
Oh my gosh, look at that. What an intro that is. We're going to get into it because the man next to him, if you spoke to this man with no context about Chelsea for about half an hour, you'd think it was 2005. It's Jason Cundy. How are you?
Boys, hello. How are we? I'm not too far behind Rory.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't expect that.
After last night, this is going out recording. We played Arsenal last night.
Yeah,
we'll get into that, a deeper dive. Yeah, it's. Do you want to do it now?
Well, what
do you want to do? Where do you want me to go?
What I will say is we are going to talk reaction to the midweek games later in the show, but I'm gonna bump it to the start of the show because it's fresh from yesterday. Yeah. Chelsea versus Arsenal. We've got two fantastic people here to talk about it. Go then, Cundy. Go on it. What are your thoughts? Because my thoughts as a neutral, because I watched it as well. You've got no Caicedo, you've got no Cole Palmer, you've got no Reece James. You know, it's his second game in charge, and you know that. There's individual errors as well. Where are you with it?
I mean, when you look at it as a whole, and you look at the team selected and the players that were out, whether it be injury or illness or suspension, when you come away, and I feel a bit uncomfortable saying this, actually I'll take it 3-2. Certainly at 2-0 down and 3-1 down, I'm going, get something out of this now, can we? And I was, when I left, I wasn't as disappointed as I should have felt. Maybe if I go back to 2005 or 2010, whenever it was that we used to beat Arsenal up, I come away and I'm a little bit uncomfortable feeling like this. However, it is what it is right now. Yeah. And Arsenal are where we were 15 years ago, 20 years ago. And the roles are reversed. What I'm looking at now, Arsenal come and expect to beat us. Yeah. When we played Arsenal back then, I expected to beat them. And this is where we are. And it's 8 years, I think, since the last time we beat Arsenal. And it's a tough one to take. However, we're looking back at the 90 minutes. I come away from Stamford Bridge last night feeling we're still in it and we shouldn't be. They let us off the hook. And I think if I was a goon listening to this now, I would be very, very annoyed and disappointed that they've not put this tie to bed. And they haven't. We bring back Palmer. We bring back Caicedo. We bring back Gusto, who was also injured. Delap is also missing. Reece James. It gives us a fighting shot. We're still in the tie, and we shouldn't be, but we are. And that's football. You never know in football.
So it's slightly optimistic whilst being disappointed, I think, at the same time. Naturally. Where are you with it, Rory? Because that intro, you sounded absolutely dejected.
Yeah, that's exactly where I am. I think if the scoreline reflected the dominance, it finishes 5-0 to Arsenal. They were so much better than us. They deserve so much more. We did a bit of a smash and grab, but that's what sort of lower league teams do. When they play away from home or even at home in a semi-final of a cup. Like, we are supposed to be a team that can go head-to-head with Arsenal. And yeah, okay, we snatched 2 goals. And it could have been so much worse. You know, we were losing by 2 twice. So it could have been so much worse. But Arsenal battered us. Arsenal was so much better than us.
They battered us.
They did.
They didn't batter us.
They
deserved to win, and by more. They didn't batter us.
They did.
I've seen batteries, and that's not battering.
I think that this is almost
6-0 was a battering when Wenger turned up. Yeah, that's a battering.
That was. But equally, we battered Tottenham this year 1-0. It can happen, and I think that it was an example of a battering. They were so much better than us. At no point did it ever look like we were going to win a game.
Hold on a second.
We never looked like we were going to win a game. Their fans were going potty. 6,000 of them in the shed and going potty. Yeah, and we were flat.
Sorry, first goal. Gift. Second goal. Gift.
Okay, can we talk about the gift? It isn't a gift. It's a gift because... Why did it happen? It's a gift because of a poor recruitment policy. It's a gift because of a poor goalkeeper going into a season that we knew was a poor goalkeeper. And it's a gift because of terrible management that encourages, and openly encourages, by the way. I couldn't believe what I read. Liam Rosenior has admitted that he asked the keeper to do something that he's never done before. In a League Cup semi-final against Arsenal. He's asked him to play the ball short or whatever. He's asking things of him. He said, I've asked him to do things that he's never done before. In a League Cup semi-final. How naive is that? You're playing the team at the top of the league. Arguably the best team in Europe. A team that are dominant, excellent in the press. Like, the press is relentless. And you've got, like, the centre-half knocking the ball to the keeper. None of these people want the ball at their feet. Yeah. None of them.
I do find that to be harsh, though, because I understand you saying that he's asking more of the keeper, but I mean, to spill. I mean, the Gyökeres goal, it slipped through his hands. It's like there's certain things managers can take accountability for, and there's certain factors on the field last night. I felt sorry for the manager.
That Robert Sánchez error lies with the sporting directors, because everybody knew that if Robert Sánchez was going to go into this season as Chelsea's number one, there was going to be a moment where he was going to cost us. And people now, they drive me mad. They can't start telling me how well Robert Sánchez has done this. There it is. Do you see what I mean? There it is. There it is.
No, but listen, we're going to criticise, and we have done. Robert Sánchez has had his failings and his faults, right? Then I think we also need to praise as well. He has been one of our better players this season. There's no doubt about that. However, I go back to Rory's point there. He has got this in him.
He's got it in him.
And he has got it. And his handling has been good. But what kind of frustrated me last night is that Enzo Maresca's first 6 months was asking Robert Sánchez to do what we did last night. And I remember being at a game at Brighton where Robert Sánchez passed away. He's not comfortable doing it. But the thing that really frustrated me is Arsenal went man for man all over the pitch. And when they go man for man over the pitch, you can't go short. No, they're setting traps all over, and they had us where they wanted us. But do you know a thing that I felt was really good in the first minute? Mark Guéhiou won the first free kick. He's got Gabriel there, put himself up. He likes that physicality, play to his strengths.
Yeah.
The second one, Gabriel won the free kick. Didn't do it again for another 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Didn't do it again for 40 minutes. That bit, mix your game up.
Yeah. I think, look, there's loads of examples. And then Liam Rosenior after the game, he says his job is to put his imprint into these players. I'm like, no, it isn't, you pillock. Your job is to get Chelsea into the final. Your job is to knock Arsenal out of the cup. Your job isn't to create this almost unquantifiable metric where, you're instilling a philosophy in footballers. Shut up and get us to the final.
But it's his first game at home.
But it's the way he's talking.
Yeah, but the way that he's talking probably is the way he's speaking in the dressing room. He wants to try and bring in. There is a reason why he's in, right?
Yeah, there is.
No,
there is. And it's nothing to do with football.
Well, it is to do with
It's
football.
nothing to do with football. It's nothing to do with management. Nothing to do with managerial ability.
Well, of course it is. Because
he got the job. It's a meritocracy, was it? He was the best candidate for the job.
No, the reason he's got the job is because he worked under BlueCo, worked under Clearlake, was in Strasbourg. Then look at him for the last 14, 15, 16, 18 months.
It's a long-term plan. It's a long-term plan to get him in.
It's happened quicker, I think, than everyone wanted.
Right.
But the plan was to look at him. Results had to be, if he was finishing bottom of the league, he ain't getting the job.
Right.
But they
were seventh. They were seventh in Ligue 1.
Youngest squad ever in the top 5 division in Europe.
Most money spent in the summer. Like loads of things could wait us. Also, having the youngest squad. So what? Don't have the youngest squad then and finish higher in the league.
It sounds like you've made your mind up on the manager already, Rory. Am I jumping to a conclusion?
You were going to boo him last week.
Yeah. I don't think he should be. I think Liam Rosenior is the public face of BlueCo. I have no love for BlueCo. I want BlueCo out of Chelsea. Liam Rosenior is the public face of that. The way that he's talking in press conferences doesn't inspire me. It doesn't feel like a Chelsea manager, and it wouldn't surprise me if he's out of the job before the end of the season.
You're killing yourself here though, because you're not behind the manager.
He's killing me.
No, he's
How
not.
Can you?
Who's he?
Liam Rosenior.
What do you mean? Who's killing?
I mean the entire club,
the situation,
entire running of the
it's
club.
Not his fault.
No, it's not his fault. But certain things are his fault.
What? He's been there 10 minutes.
He shouldn't take the job if he's clearly a company man.
Rory,
he's got into that job as a company man. What on earth gives him the right to go into that job? Like, look, you take opportunities in life. I understand it in the terms of personal growth.
Let me ask you this: you get offered the job.
Yeah, I take it.
Right,
but I couldn't do it, and I wouldn't expect you to support me in the job.
No, but he's taken it, so don't have a pop at him.
No, look, okay, he has to take the job. I understand that. His own personal, he's going to earn loads of money. But you can't expect me, as somebody who has standards for football.
No, I do expect you.
Why?
I expect you to back him.
I should just back blindly anyone.
No, you can criticise, but you have
to
back him.
You
can't boo him, Rory. That's terrible, mate.
I mean,
you can't boo him.
I can't understand how this is acceptable that somebody as inept as Liam Rosenior, somebody as undeserving as Liam Rosenior is in the Chelsea job. Has anyone more undeserving in the history of Premier League football ever been given a job of this?
Ralph Rangnick?
There we go.
Look,
I can back that one up.
Wasn't Jurgen Klopp waxing lyrical about how Ralph Rangnick was the governor? And look, whatever you think of Rangnick, I thought he was a terrible manager, but he did win an Intertoto Cup, which might sound insignificant, but that's far more than Liam Rosenior's ever done.
Yeah, but Liam Rosenior's a baby.
Right, so
he's a baby.
So why are we employing babies all over the club? Why are we employing babies on the pitch?
You know why?
Talking of babies.
You know why?
Yeah, to make money.
To knock Arsenal out of the cup.
We
don't know that yet.
kind of do.
Well,
What's it going to take for you to? What would he have to do to win you over? Surely, if he starts winning games towards the end of the season, gets you Champions League
I think he
football.
has to start talking like a Chelsea manager and not talking about his responsibility being to imprint a philosophy
He's been
on
here
footballers.
10 minutes, Rory.
Right,
Come
but,
on,
but
mate.
what your responsibility is, okay, I'll tell you what, when Chelsea were good, when we were serious, when we were a proper football club run by proper people, and this isn't Abramovich era, by the way, this is still Ken Bates' era. Gianluca Vialli's first game as Chelsea manager was against Arsenal in a League Cup semi-final. First game. Mirrors, right? Do you know what Vialli did? We were losing from the first leg. Vialli somehow found a way to win the game. Why? Because Roberto Di Matteo scored the goal of his life. Dan Petrescu scored an outrageously brilliant goal.
By the way,
and Mark Hughes,
by the way,
older players with prestige.
Can I just say, that second leg hasn't happened
Amazing.
yet. Hasn't happened yet. No,
No,
the one.
sorry, I thought you meant a Vialli.
Hasn't happened yet.
I was at that.
But it hasn't happened yet, right?
You are writing it off,
Can I
Rory.
just say something like, can we all stop pretending that Arsenal aren't already in the final? Like, what are we
I don't
doing?
know about this.
Okay, so Arsenal have conceded about 6 goals at home in the Emirates this season. You think Chelsea are going to go there now and win the game and outscore Arsenal we're going there with a minus...
I think they could. With everybody
on.
back. I do.
Okay, give us percentage.
Zeros.
No, you don't mean that.
You think we go to Arsenal... So Arsenal just won at Stamford Bridge. You think now we go to the Emirates and win?
I think you got a chance. I think you got a chance.
Mikel Arteta, one of the best managers currently in Europe, up against who? How? What? Okay, I want you to be right. I'd love nothing more than for this. What I'm saying now.
Say
to be completely wrong.
0%. That's rubbish. Come on.
I think you're hurting.
Come
I
on.
think you're hurting.
Give me 1%.
Okay, 1%.
Give me a percent.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay,
so you're
one.
saying there's a chance?
So you're telling him there's a chance.
I just
Rory.
feel like
Rory, I
being
don't like
gaslit
seeing this version of
constantly.
you.
To like people are saying, "Oh, Chelsea, we got 2 goals." An inspired substitution from the manager. Garnacho comes on and does what he does. You're like, what are you on about?
Garnacho, by the way. I mean, we've got to move on, but Garnacho, by the way, coming on. That was a good substitution, right? Getting Garnacho on, and he gets 2 goals as well. There's some positives there.
Substitutions over the pitch are appalling. Just before we move on, can I ask Jason a question? It's an important one.
Okay,
Because
ask
Jason
Jason, we'll
played the
go.
game, right? Jason played the game. We didn't.
Right.
Liam Delap, there's a semi-final against Arsenal. Liam Delap missed the game because he was ill.
Yeah.
That to me, you're a pro. You get it. You get what you do to play. Would you play in that? Would you be ill to miss a semi-final against Arsenal?
Look, I don't know how
Sounded flimsy to me, mate.
No, but I don't know how.
I'm ill.
Look, let me tell you, right? I was ill over Christmas, and I had it bad. Have I told you, boys? I don't want to go on
Yeah.
about it now. Right?
You did a little bit.
Is this when
Mate,
you went
honest-
to Bologna when you were banging on about your...
that was food poisoning. That was another.
Oh, wow.
No, I had a head cold over Christmas. Let me tell you now, mate. It wiped me out for that 3 weeks.
Yeah,
This thing.
yeah.
Right now, listen. If he had what I had, you don't want that play. You don't want that person playing. You can't give your best. There's no. I mean, look.
Have you ever had norovirus, Rory?
Oh no, norovirus. Don't.
Can I
don't
tell
do
you
that,
something?
bad boy.
If that's
No,
designed to kill.
If I had
No.
norovirus, but you offered me the opportunity to lead the line for Chelsea against Arsenal.
I don't know.
I'm ill.
You know.
I'm ill.
I
You're
don't
ill.
know.
You're ill because you want to miss maths, not because you want to miss Chelsea Arsenal in a semi-final.
Right, we're going to circle back to the Man City game later on in the pod. So obviously, if you listen, you're watching, stay tuned for that. But we're going to move on to some hot topics. Rory's come out, honestly, both barrels today. Loving it. Now, Angry Ginge on Skulls and Butts podcast, right?
Great pod. I love that.
Brilliant pod.
Good, the bad, and the football, isn't it?
Oh, it's good, the bad, the
Good
football.
pod.
It's so good. It's such a good listen. Obviously, I'm biased because I absolutely adore them too. Skulls in particular, unbelievable. But Angry Ginge, who obviously won I'm a Celebrity, he's big in the influencer world. He said that he wants to be the Manchester United manager in 20 to 25 years. Now, it kind of was flippant, but at the same time, it may well be something that's an ambition of his. What the bigger question that I wanted to put to you guys is, right? I want to put it to Rory.
Where are you going with this?
Is there a realm? Is there a realm where we can see that in football?
Of course.
People who have not played the game, who are in the dugout, are potentially big on Instagram, big on TikTok, big on whatever. Do you think there's a realm where that could creep in?
Of course not, Ryan. Listen.
Ballers League, for example,
Angry Ginge,
is a gateway.
Angry Ginge's dreaming of managing Manchester United is brilliant. That's exactly what you should do. You have to have that belief, that ambition, and I still believe that I'm going to score the winner for Chelsea in an FA Cup final. I've had that dream since I was about 8 years old. I'm never putting that away. I concede that it's unlikely.
Yeah.
But I
bigger, yeah.
will score a goal for Chelsea and everything. I thought you're allowed to believe things like this. And I think Angry Ginge saying that he's going to be the Man United manager
Yeah.
is that, isn't it?
Yeah.
We all have to have these little constants in our life that keep us.
But do you
keep us
not
going.
think? I mean, I personally, is that because you don't want it to be the case?
No, it's impossible.
I don't think it is impossible.
No, it's utterly ridiculous.
No,
It
Ryan,
might be ridiculous,
Ryan.
but I don't think it's
Ryan,
impossible.
It's
No, it is.
completely
No, but it isn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
What are
there's-
you asking? What's the question?
Is there a realm where someone who hasn't
could
played-
a YouTuber?
well, they could do YouTube as well, Instagram, whatever.
listen-
But someone who's not played the game
No,
at a high level, be in the dugout and manage at a high
Listen-
level.
Listen to yourself.
Yeah, you have to
Listen
listen.
to-
You
No,
do have to
I'm
listen.
not
to
saying I
yourself.
want it to
Yeah,
happen.
you do
I'm
have
saying
to.
you'd be silly to not consider it in the way the
I'm going
world's
to echo
going.
Cundy.
No.
Listen to
Well,
yourself.
hold on. Villas-Boas, right,
Right.
has never played the game.
That's not the question.
No, I know, but I'm saying
Yeah.
if that was this day and age, right, and they're doing their qualifications, and Villas-Boas was big on YouTube beforehand, there's a realm that can happen. You
Ryan,
could-
listen.
I think
listen
it
to
can
me.
happen.
Villas-Boas would have immersed himself in football for the whole of his life.
Yeah, of
He would have
course.
been around under 6, 7, 8, whatever.
But so have
you
a
would
lot of YouTubers.
No, they've not.
They have.
haven't.
They
No,
could
they
be
haven't.
semi-pro
No, they
turn YouTubers. Is
Oh,
a
do
thing.
me a favour.
Oh no, but it is though.
What the
Mate.
culture of football in and around the dressing room, knowing what it takes,
Yeah.
studying tactics, formations on a daily basis. Do me a favour.
Do
Well,
me a
whether
favour.
they would be successful is a different story. But I think you'd be silly to write off the fact that is a possibility in football.
It's impossible.
No, it's not impossible.
Hashtag FC.
Hashtag FC, yeah,
Right, okay,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
okay. Leave it to them.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you know what? I'm a good friend of mine, Sharky, has
Yes.
done really well, and he won the Ballers League.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
won it. His
Love
team,
Sharky, by the way.
Yeah, SDS, they won it.
Yeah.
Sharky himself is a very good footballer.
Yeah.
Compared to me, he isn't. By his own admission, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Think of the way that we've spoken about Liam Rosenior. Liam Rosenior would be so much more adept at football management than Sharky or
Changed already,
Ginge.
look.
Yeah.
Changed already.
Oh,
Changed
yeah,
already.
changed
Oh my
Changed
God.
already. look.
He's in
Changed-
now. Is he in? Is he? Yeah?
Liam Rosenior's the main man for Chelsea because
That's what it took.
I think he's a better manager
Than
than
an
Angry
influencer.
Ginge.
That's what it took. Hey, listen, slowly but surely we're getting him
We
on
got
board.
there. We
We're
got
getting him
there.
on board. All right. Well, that felt very open and shut to you guys. On to Manchester United. Oh man,
Thank God.
honest.
Thank God.
One circus to another, eh? Did Manchester United pick the correct candidate in Carrick? I feel like, we spoke a little bit in the group chat, in the green room as well. I'll have my say on this as a Man United fan. I do feel like we picked the right person as of right now. I think it's a less of two evils. I think the right thing to do is have an interim until the summer. However, yeah, and I said this on the sports bar last night. I've never been this upset, angry, disappointed, and deflated as a Manchester United fan. And I think I'm seeing what every other fan from other fan bases have seen for a while now, but we obviously have to back the club and get behind the club and be positive blindly. And I'm at this place now where I'm questioning absolutely everything. I'm questioning what actually I am now.
It doesn't feel that bad to me. I'm
I know it
surprised
doesn't.
that this is the moment.
I know
for
it
you.
doesn't. And I know that some people
Questioning what?
everything. So
It's gone
everything.
existential on us. Who
Everything.
am I?
Yeah. Who am I? So obviously the board down has been absolutely horrendous for the
No,
past.
what are you questioning? Sorry, what are you questioning about yourself? That's what I want to know.
Well, me as a fan, what satisfies and has satisfied me and pulled the wool over my eyes the last decade, for example, nostalgia. I think Manchester United are absolutely drunk on nostalgia. So we need a goalkeeper. Where's De Gea playing these days? We shouldn't have let him go. Let's bring him back. Cristiano Ronaldo, let's bring him back. Paul Pogba, let's do an announcement
Sorry,
video.
you're
Bring
not
him
answering
back.
my question, Rory.
I'm answering your question.
What are you questioning about yourself?
What I'm questioning about, well, I've answered the question now because I'm out the other side. But what has satisfied me as a Manchester United fan? We've never been further away from a Premier League title, in my opinion. Never. This is planned. You can't tell me that Manchester United, in 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, are going to win a Premier League when we don't even know who's going to be the manager in the dugout now, after having a 3-year plan 2 months ago. They have absolutely no idea what they're doing. And every single time there's a problem at Manchester United, they press a panic button, and the panic button might as well have a big, in bold, nostalgia. Bang.
But Barada
And Manchester
said
United,
2028, didn't he? Omar Barada
there's
said he'd
no
win the league in
chance
2028.
Manchester United win the league in 2 years. There's
I'm
absolutely
surprised
no
that
chance.
this is of all the things that have happened to Manchester United, even more recently. I'm surprised that this is the moment, the Carrick moment, that's hit you.
Do you
this
know why?
hard.
Because the bigger picture is we're here again. Carrick's been in this dugout before, as an interim manager. We're
Did very
here
well.
once. Yeah, he did. We're here once again with an interim manager who, realistically, He's only managing Manchester United because he's played for Manchester United, which I don't doubt that that's probably the best solution as of right now. But how are we here again, where there was this big long-term plan, back the manager, formation's been rubbish, nearly swore then, formation's been rubbish for the past 2 seasons, but it's okay, stick with it, because we're going to back him, we're going to get him the right players, it's okay, Ruben's a good guy, 3-year plan, we won't sack him, and now we're back with an interim manager that used to
self-destruct button though, didn't
he? He did. But I'm angry at that as well. There's so many things I'm upset, disappointed, and angry about. We're here again, and I've never felt further away from a Premier League title.
Are you basically saying that I was right and he should have been sacked after Tottenham in Bilbao?
Yeah, probably.
We got him in the end.
Yeah,
we got him.
probably.
But look, with
But-
Carrick, Carrick will unify, right? What Carrick will do, and I think that we've seen this, haven't we, Jace? You know, when Frank Lampard came into Chelsea, sometimes what you need is somebody to just make sure that there is unity. Because at Chelsea at the time, we followed Sarri. Things weren't good. We had a transfer ban. We lost Eden Hazard. And what we needed somebody to do was to unify, because Sarri was a very divisive manager. Lots of people didn't like him. Lots of people loved him. The gap between the ownership and the fans and the fans and the players and the players and the manager, it was all over the place. Carrick will unify. At least suddenly everybody is together.
I'm getting the ick, Rory. This unify business, I'm sick of it. Unify us for how long, though?
Okay, you are where you are now, right?
Yes.
And I get that part. And this is what annoys me about Rory saying the future. That's happened. You can't change that.
No.
But the future's that way.
Yes.
And as fans, we have a responsibility to help the football club as best as we can.
Of course.
Now, we might not always see the vision, as Rory clearly can't, but at the same time, we still have a duty and a role to play in supporting our football club. And I actually think Carrick is a safe pair of hands. They are in a state of flux in block caps. They don't quite know what they're doing right now. And I think that appointment is safe pair of hands. Get to the end of the season. The fans will, and talk about, the fans will, they can identify with him.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? There is that, and I think that will quell whatever the fans are feeling. However, there's still football matches to go and win.
Yeah.
There's still points up for
European
grabs.
qualification to play for as well.
It's
You're
not
still in the
impossible.
hunt for
It's
that.
a punt.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a
not
punt.
impossible.
It's a punt, isn't it?
With no
Carrick.
other
It's a punt.
distraction.
We don't know.
But when I look at Manchester United, right, and if you compare it to Chelsea, we've appointed Liam Rosenior, which to me feels so underwhelming. What you might do is bring in a unifier like Carrick, a club legend like Carrick, somebody who knows what the standards of the club are supposed to be. He gets you to the end of the season. If you then qualify for the Champions League, which you might, top 5, it's not beyond the realms of possibility, you then go and appoint a clearly elite level manager, which is what I wanted Chelsea to do.
Yeah.
You then go off the back of Carrick doing a job. You don't give him the job regardless of how well it goes, and you go and you get Tuchel, or you go and you get whoever you consider to be the very
There'll be a
best.
bigger choice than summer, by the way.
Oh, yeah. No,
There'll be more
I
choice.
agree with
Lots
that.
of managers
And that's
available.
the point of. So
Yeah,
right now,
Pochettino's suddenly
the
available.
interim
Yeah.
actually makes so much sense. So
Yeah,
wait
I
till the
agree.
summer. The
makes
selection will be wider, and you'll reach the end of their contract or the end of the season, and they will then have to think about next season. It makes so much sense.
No, it makes sense, but I just hate that we're here. Think about
Of course.
think about what you said. The board don't know what they're doing, so they've hired an interim to the end of the season. I hate it. I hate that we're here again. I'm not having it. And what you've said is a massive if. Carrick getting European football, it is a massive if.
It
There's
is.
points in between 11th. We're quite lucky we are where we are because we're keeping the media at bay. But there's points in it, so I'm dejected. I have to say.
Fair enough, I get that.
I just am. I hate being here again. So we'll move on before I break down. Xabi Alonso, man, sacked after 7 months in charge at Madrid. I think there's a lack of quality managers out there at the moment, and I don't think he's done anything near enough as bad to be labelled a failure. Where are you guys with it?
I feel like the job was always big for him. But do you know when I knew the writing was on the wall? Did you see the clip of Florentino Perez? I think he was at the F1. There was F1 somewhere. And Zidane was there. And he was all over Zidane.
Yeah.
Really bad, really bad. And when you saw that clip come out and like cuddling him and whatever, you're like, this don't feel great
No.
for Xabi Alonso. The fact that he was so all over Zidane. I don't really... I feel like giving it to
It's like being with your
Alonso.
missus and then she bumps into her ex at the club and she doesn't leave him alone.
People always give me stick for saying this, right?
That would be what it's
People
like.
always give me stick for saying this. But, like succeeding in the German league or succeeding in the Portuguese league, I just don't think that it can be the...
Can he manage in the Premier League?
Not yet, I don't think.
You still think he's not ready?
Look, winning a treble with Leverkusen, very impressive,
He went
I get it.
undefeated as well.
Yeah,
though.
I get it. But it's like Gyökeres scoring 1 billion goals in Portugal. I don't really care. And that's kind of how I feel about Alonso. I think he will be a good manager. Very intelligent footballing man, excellent player. and he comes. There is a real talent coming out of Spain, isn't there, managerially?
Yeah.
Of his generation. But I wouldn't. No, I don't think he is ready.
I
don't-
agree with it, Cundy, because
don't
Mbappe
think-
as well played a part,
Yeah,
didn't he? No guard
that
of
was
honour.
terrible.
But
Yeah, it was
if you look
horrendous.
at some of the appointments now that football clubs, ours included, there is football's changing, and I think Arteta has been part of people looking up, thinking we want that kind of model. The thing with Arsenal and Arteta is, it wasn't that long ago that the Arsenal fans, and we're all talking about how disgruntled some of the fans are. Arsenal fans were having a right pop at the owners.
Yeah.
Right, there
And
were
Arteta.
banners up.
And Arteta.
Yeah,
they
they
lost
were.
to Burnley.
They were, but what Arsenal have done, they've gone through the tough times. They were. I remember in his first real season, I think they lost like 4 out of 6.
Yeah.
They were like
Brentford first day of the season, remember?
Right, they were terrible,
yeah.
right? But they stuck with it. It feels to me that Real Madrid, and this is Real Madrid, their standards are of a level that most clubs aren't. That they've seen enough, and actually think about it. That I watched the Super Cup against Barcelona. Right, Barcelona were excellent. They were good, and it was a deflected goal or a miss hit that actually won Barca. But you look at the league, where they're on the league. Are they second?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. They're still going to get through the qualification of the Champions League.
Yeah.
It ain't that bad.
No.
It really isn't that bad.
isn't.
And it feels to me as if they have bottled it, the owners. And their standards have become so high that we need to do that. And because it's Barcelona that beat them and they're top and they won last season, I think there's an element of that. And I think they need to go through the tough times.
They just want
And they
Zidane, I
didn't.
think. I think
Probably.
ultimately they just want Zidane back.
But there's a good manager in Alonso, I think, ready to scoop up. I
But
just
what
think
level?
there is.
What level club?
I think he could go to the Premier League.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, of course. But what level?
Better than
Liverpool?
I was going to say better than Slot.
Well, do you know what?
I was going to say better than Slot.
Slot's on icy ground.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that for nothing.
Slot's won a Premier League
No,
title.
Yeah, Spurs?
but no.
He's better than Frank. I agree. He's better than Frank.
He's better than Frank, right?
Why would he go to Spurs?
No, exactly. Yeah,
sorry,
there's nothing in it. There's nothing in it for him.
No,
Yeah.
that was.
Yeah.
No, seriously.
Cundy just gave
No,
me
why
there.
Why would you go?
Yeah,
No, there's nothing in it for Alonso, but of course he's a better manager than Frank. He's won a.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Sometimes it's just really easy. What have you won? It's just that 5 at the back thing that was never going to work at Real Madrid. They're a club that play 4 at the back, similar to the Amorim Manchester United thing. And I often get labelled a nostalgia merchant, but these traditions matter.
If there was no Liverpool link, United. If there was no
Yeah.
Liverpool,
Yeah.
if he just played for
Well,
Madrid.
if United are serious about where they want to go and who they want to be, why don't you go for it? Forget the
Do you
history.
think
I
Xabi
know.
Alonso would take it? Take the Manchester United job? It would undermine everything at Liverpool. wouldn't it?
Well, he's a manager out of work.
But what do you think, though? Do you think?
Well, it depends what else he's got on offer. If it's the only offer on the table, of course he's taking it. If Liverpool, and if I have anything to do with Liverpool, and I'm very much aware of what's going on the pitch with Slot and how you've seen one of the 2 of the players come out. There's just it feels as though it's not a happy camp, and they're just finding enough to get through.
He feels Scouse to me, though. That's the problem with
Yeah,
Alonso.
yeah.
He feels Scouse. You know the way Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is obviously Norwegian, but he kind of feels Mancunian. Like he calls it club and things like that. Like Solskjaer is Mancunian. I kind of see Alonso as a Scouser.
He's a cult hero there,
I
isn't
just
he?
don't-
Michael Owen,
he
you
is.
mean?
Yeah, but yeah.
But it's,
You're right.
Look, Xabi Alonso, we were talking about Conor Gallagher going to Spurs, right?
Yeah, we'll touch on that in a sec.
But he's a footballer that needs to earn a living. And if the only offer at that time is Spurs, what do Chelsea fans want him to do?
How's that made you feel, the Gallagher one?
Well, what I would say, I would question the man. What kind of man would portray
come
himself
on.
to be Chelsea and then have any link with Tottenham? What sort of man?
Who would do such a
can
thing?
You think?
Shall I-
As they switch the camera on to the right person.
I would undermine anything that anyone ever said again.
Agreed.
If they are Chelsea, they're from a Chelsea area, they grew up a Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
And then they have something to do with Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Cundy?
I tell you what, and I can speak with experience, by the way. No, but my situation was not dissimilar to Connor's.
Right.
I got sold. Ken Bates sold me. I didn't want to go. Ken Bates, I had a phone call from Ian Porterfield, and he said to me, "Are you sitting down?" First words, right? And he said, "There's a phone call from Spurs. Terry Venables is phoning this afternoon." That was it.
Wow.
That was it. And Conor Gallagher was sold. Connor's a Chelsea fan. It was
Did you
family
have
at
any
Chelsea.
say in it,
No.
Jason? You know when that happened?
No, that was back in. They were talking like
But
early 90s.
would you have had any say at all?
No,
You-
I asked Ian Portfield. I said, "What does this mean if I say no? Will I be stuck in the reserves?" And his answer to me was, "Not if I've got anything to do with it."
Wasn't
I'm like,
strong enough, is it?
"No, it's not strong enough. Not if I because back then If you didn't toe the party line,
Yeah.
he got stuck in the
And
reserves for
Bates
6
was a
weeks.
force as well.
Right?
Bates was such a force.
Well, I never spoke to. I spoke to Bates the years after about it, and I get on with Ken, and is Susanna is part. You know, I still love Ken because he was very much part.
Even
of it.
I loved him, despite the fact he tried to electrocute us all.
He thought about it. He thought about it, didn't he? But look, going back to the point, Conor Gallagher, if it's the only deal on the table that works for him, and a loan move to Aston Villa isn't what he wants for right now, it's his choice. I've got no problem at all.
I think it's good for him. I think it's great for him. I think it's actually mutually beneficial for both of them. They could do with the
I'm surprised
Gallagher.
other clubs didn't come in for him.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
I agree.
He's dead to me.
No, you don't mean that. That's tongue in cheek. I know him to know that's
Rory,
tongue in
come
cheek.
on.
I know him to know. He
Was
doesn't
I
mean
dead
that.
to you, Rory?
Right, Rory, you hear me mention at the top of every show, this is brought to you by TalkSport Bet. Have you had a chance to check them out yet?
Yeah, I have, mate. And more importantly, I've checked out the welcome offer. It is actually ridiculous.
It really is. It really is. And I'll tell you guys exactly what that is. It is bet £10 and get £40 in free bets, not up to. £40 in free bets, and you've just got to go to www.talksportbet.com/studsup, and we'll put the link in the description as well.
Mate, it's one of those. If you are betting anything this weekend, whatever you are thinking of doing, you basically have to do it this way. You bet a tenner, you get £40 free bets.
That's unreal. Well worth snapping up, and I'll tell you the URL again. It's talksportbet.com/studsup. 18 plus, obviously, and gamble responsibly. Now let's get back to the chaos.
That's enough for the hot topics, I think. Right, we've done all right there, I think. It didn't get too heated. Well, no, it did a little bit. But what do you expect? Newcastle versus Manchester City. So we pivoted all the way back round to the other game this week. We talked Chelsea versus Arsenal. Haaland joked that Semenyo is coming for his golden boot. He's first game, obviously, we know who it was against, 10-1, but it was an assist, a goal, a man of the match. Then he scores against Newcastle as well. It's one of the form signings of the Premier League. Could be, what a January signing. You never know where this could go. Is it a game changer? We talked about this already. Is this a game changer for Manchester City? Because he's hit the ground running.
When you answer this, please say yes. Can Semenyo win Man City the league?
I hope so.
So do I.
I hope so.
Can one player do that?
He's made an instant impact, though.
Yeah, and he has. I mean, Manchester City's problems, for me, defensively, still aren't as good as Arsenal's. Arsenal will win the title, I'm afraid to say. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I will be. But in Semenyo, they've given. He's got more options, and the thing is, when you buy a player from the Premier League and he's doing it at Bournemouth, he's come in and it's seamless.
Yeah.
When you look at it's not often you get like an Ekatike that comes in and goes from what he done the broad and comes in. Front inverts is still struggling to find his feet. It's hard. When you're buying ready-made in January, fit, been playing all season, no injuries, not injuries to stunt his growth in this season.
Yeah.
And it's seamless. And he's picked up. He's done. I mean, look, he's a brilliant player, isn't he? Is he 26 years of
Is he
age?
a Pep player? That's another question. Because
well,
there's a
Pep now, though. Pep now, like maybe a few years ago, when they won the league without a centre forward, and it was all about false nines and all about possession and movements and patterns and whatever else.
Yeah.
I feel like Pep Guardiola, to his credit, by the way, I like this. I think he's just become really pragmatic.
Evolving
like
a bit.
Donnarumma isn't a Pep goalkeeper. If we're going, what is a Pep player? Ryan Cherky, who's mustard.
Oh, what a player!
Do you know why I love him? I don't know if you noticed this. This really made me like him. You know when they battered Exeter. Did you see Exeter scored a great goal? Did you see his reaction? Geezer scores for Exeter, and Cherky went out of his way to kind of
make sure
to
he said,
acknowledge
well
good
done,
goal.
yeah.
I'm thinking, I wouldn't mind that finish.
Yeah,
Can I ask
exactly.
you both a question then, right? Jack Grealish. You think about that because Pep has changed as a manager, and how come Jack Grealish didn't work?
That's so true. Maybe he learned from that scenario.
How did
though.
that? So you got Dorku one side, right? You got Semenyo on the other now.
Yeah.
You got Silva doing what Silva does and go and play out there. He's had Mahrez in those wide. How did Jack Grealish not work?
I don't know.
It's such a good question. Did Jack Grealish not work? He was instrumental in a treble.
But he's on loan.
But then
Everton.
He's not working now, but the transfer itself, looking at the transfer, when Jack Grealish signed for Man City, if he walks away, forget everything else. If he walks away from that transfer with a treble, playing a really important part in that treble as well.
Yeah.
Any big game, he started. Any big game.
But Pep doesn't want him though. That's the
No,
point
not
I'm
now.
making.
Not now.
I know, but
But
why?
do we say that it didn't
Why?
work
No,
overall?
no, it did work. But why isn't it working now?
Quite the drop off after that.
That's the question, really. Maybe, Why isn't it now? Why has he gone to Semenyo when you got Jack Grealish? That bit I can't quite get my head around.
I think it's just
agree
the
with that.
direct. I love Grealish. I really do. I love him as a bloke and a footballer. I think he's beautiful. Maverick. I adore players like that. but Semenyo is cutting and incisive and direct.
The short answer is probably
Grealish is-
Semenyo's better, I think.
He scores more goals. If nothing else. He scores more goals.
Jack Grealish used to do that. I saw Jack at Everton.
Yeah,
Jack could play multiple positions.
At Villa as well, he was just unbelievable.
So what happened to him? Are we saying now that the question really is, did Pep take Jack Grealish backwards? And now you said he's changed. Donnarumma. He's now gone for Dorku. He's now gone for Semenyo. Has now Pep gone, actually, that's the player I really want?
Yeah.
And Jack was in that mould, wasn't he?
He was. It's a shame, if anything. Maybe just the timings didn't marry up. I don't know. But it is a fantastic
But
question.
can Semenyo, can Semenyo stop Arsenal winning the league? Can one player land? There's a thick 6-point gap. Arsenal the best team in the country. City have looked stale, like drawing. Can one player land in January?
He can get him a few more points, for sure.
He might be the one that comes up with a goal in a 0-0.
Yeah.
Still need a centre half, though, don't they?
Well, that's
You need Arsenal to drop
obviously
points, that's where you are now.
With Guardiola injury as well, they're going to have to do
Got to buy
something.
Gay here.
Even if
now.
Arsenal lose to Forest and all the results go the other way on Saturday, they're still top of the league. You know, that's the situation they've manufactured. So it will be,
that
it will be
game
tough.
when it's going to the Etihad. When Arsenal, they need Man City need to be
win that and go to the league.
within even touching within 2 points.
Yeah.
Or a point.
So
if
what,
it's 6
beat
points still,
them and then there's a point in it. Or
well, you
something.
need to put that pressure on. That's the only way. But I think Arsenal are too good.
Let's hope the Premier League gods serve that scenario up, because that will be unbelievable. Right, here we are. Studs up Aka. Don't mind telling you, me and Cundy let it down last week. I think you.
Oh yeah, you messaged
Smashing
me,
it up,
didn't you?
aren't I?
Yeah.
I am smashing it up.
You did well. You did well, to be fair. I went with my heart. I went for Manchester United. Honestly, I don't know if I meant it, but I thought the crowd would get behind him, and even that's annoying. I'm annoying myself here. And Cundy, I can't remember who you went for. You went for Everton.
Everton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, but we're back again, and we're going to go again here.
Okay.
And they've mixed it up, so I don't have to pick a Man United game. So I feel good about this. The first game here, early kickoff Saturday. Lies with Cundy.
Go for Man City win. Maybe it's because I want Arsenal to drop away, but I just feel that this right here, right now, the Manchester United pain is not over.
No.
Ryan, I'm sorry, mate, but I think I don't think you've reached rock bottom yet, and I think this will really rub your noses in it. Man City in a good place. I thought they were really good against Newcastle. Could have won it by more, depending on refereeing decisions. I just feel that this is the type of game, if you're going to put pressure on Arsenal, you've got to go there and make a statement. This will be a statement win for City in the back end. And they're the only side, I think, that are capable, other than Arsenal right now, of going there and doing this. So I'm sorry, matey.
No, I know.
It's
all right.
It could
Where would
really
you
be
go?
a statement as well.
Where would you go if you're in my shoes?
I'd go City win.
It could really be a statement as well. I actually think.
Yeah.
Like,
it is a statement.
They could
go there and
batter you.
draw and drop points.
Arsenal win the league.
This is one of those games you go, they're not capable of beating the worst Man United side.
No.
One of the worst side. Yes.
One of them for sure. Yeah. No, I agree. Is there a round? I mean, it's a baptism of fire for Carrick, isn't it? Really? Is there a round where he hits the ground running? Do you think?
What he's got is a puncher's chance. Like Pep Guardiola would much rather be playing Amorim, I think, just because you know what you're going to get. It's all a little bit unpredictable with Carrick.
Yeah.
But I don't see a world where Carrick can get a win here. I agree with Jason.
Oh my gosh. So, can I get a score from you?
I'm going to go 3-1.
I'll tell you, Ahmad and Mbeumo are back.
3-1.
Does that change anything?
Not really. No,
God, it's sad, isn't it?
I think it could
not
be
really. I'm going to.
Then
I think
3-1.
it could be worse, yeah. I think they could really... I think at some point they've been drawing games, haven't been scoring enough. Semenyo's firing. They've got 10 in the cup.
I know.
Yeah, their tails are up.
They are a bit.
Yeah,
It could get a little bit
There was probably another time in this season where you want to play Man City. Those, maybe about 6 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 4 weeks ago. Now it just feels that you caught them at the wrong time, and they're catching you at the right time.
Oh, I don't like it because that makes
bang
so
on.
much sense. And I don't have it in me to fight United's
No.
corner.
No.
I'm not there anymore.
Broken.
I am broken. Honestly, on camera, on record. You've got Rory. Spurs versus West Ham.
Yeah, great derby. Great intense, hostile derby.
Yeah.
I actually think West Ham are going to go there and get a result, which is ridiculous because I don't think... Only because it's West Ham going to Tottenham. They've got a very good record going to Tottenham.
Yeah.
I remember Anton Ferdinand scoring and all that. Like, they've got a very good record there.
Yeah.
I think West Ham are in big trouble. I think they're going down. But I also think that what West Ham are about is going to be exactly what Thomas Frank doesn't want to face.
Really?
And that could be the line. You know, some Tottenham fans are trying to be patient. Others have obviously lost time with Frank and think he's done. But the ones that are trying to be patient, I think losing at home to West Ham United pushed them ones over the edge. And it could be the end for Thomas Frank as well.
Wow, so you're
I
going
agree,
for...
I agree.
Do you?
I do agree, yeah. And their record there is good. And Spurs' home record is nothing short of an absolute disgrace. Yeah. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, it's shambles.
And the fans know it, the players know it, the management, and they look at this tailspin at home, and they can't get out of it. Cannot get out of it.
Also, if West Ham are gonna have anything to smile about this season, this is where they'll find their victory.
Yeah,
They have a real rivalry, those two sets of fans.
Score prediction.
It'd be tight. I think West Ham might win 1-0.
Oh, really? Oh, that's nasty, that, isn't it? That is nasty.
Horrible score.
So as it stands, sorry, not as it stands, as of last night, I don't want to be accurate, first and second in the betting to be the next Premier League managers to go was Nuno and Frank.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This could be the battle for it.
This
El Crapico.
El Sakiko, absolutely. What happens to Thomas Frank if they get beaten at home to West Ham?
I think the fans have. I think there's a large majority of fans that are just waiting for that next defeat, that next punch in the nose that might take them down. And I don't know what your friends are like, Raw, but they are broken.
Yeah,
they're trying to keep an upbeat feeling because they're still in Champions League. They've still got something, but really their season is.
One of my best mates is a Tottenham fan. A geezer called Flav. He does stuff here occasionally. And he thinks it's done. Like, he just can't. Yeah, he thinks it's over.
Wow.
He really thinks it's over. It
That
doesn't
turns
feel as
sour
bad.
quick.
Looking from the outside in, it doesn't look as bad.
It doesn't, but it is.
Same as
But
United,
they
though.
know more than me, you know.
Same as United,
Yeah.
though. Like, because people are saying that to me, I don't understand. I said, well, we're here again. Probably the Spurs fans feel the same. Right then. Oh, they've given me, to finish off the Studs Up treble, is Chelsea versus Brentford.
Up the Chelsea.
Up the Chelsea, right. So, what I thought I would do here is, knowing that there's civil war here at Studs Up between you two, I thought I would give you both a minute to give me what you think this game will do, and then I will come to my own conclusion. So let's start with you, Jace. How do you think this game's going to go?
Chelsea win.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, Chelsea win. Look, Brentford have done brilliantly well. Their away record is pretty shoddy.
Yeah.
They've had 3 wins. West Ham away, Wolves away, and then that crazy game against Everton. They've got a little bit of a voodoo on us, actually. A bogey side for us, right?
Yeah.
But Palmer's going to be back. Casado's going to be back. Reece is going to be back. There is no way on this earth that Brentford take anything away from Stamford Bridge. And because it's the first league game, Arsenal were a different kettle of fish we had last night, right? Such a different team. And this was Liam Rosenior's his dad. Liam Rosenior's first Premier League game. There is no way we don't win this game.
Oh,
There is no way. We win it quite comfortably, 2 or 3.
Okay, your minute's literally just gone up as well, so that's perfect. Go on then, Rory.
Yeah.
Are you of the same line of thinking, or are we getting a different minute here?
No, I don't think we win the game. I
What?
think it's got a draw written all over it.
Do
I think
ya?
it's got a draw, and the most sad thing and the worst indictment of the whole thing is I take a draw now.
Oh,
No.
Of course
Oh,
I do.
drop-
I have never
drop
seen
me out.
Rory
Just for the record,
this defeated.
Just for the record, Brentford have a very good record at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea were a better team under Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca is a better manager than Rosenior, and they've already drawn with us this season. So it's not as if it's beyond the realms of possibility.
At home, though.
At home, yeah. Look, they've got a good record at Stamford Bridge, and I've seen nothing in Liam Rosenior to suggest that he's going to work away.
he had 2 games.
Yeah, but I've seen.
He won
nothing-
5-1
but
his first away game.
It's the way that he speaks about the job. It's the way that he has been
7
speaking
goals
his
in 2 games.
Yeah.
He scored.
Well,
Yeah.
Right, I'm just going to say that.
I know.
Time will tell.
But you're saying draw. Your minute's just gone up
Draw.
as well. So you're saying draw. All right, I'll ask you both for a bit of context. I'd be silly not to draw you both. Anyone coming back for this weekend? Do you know if anyone's going to be fit? Because you had Palmer out.
Yeah,
Jen-
Palmer's
yeah.
back.
Palmer's
by all
back.
accounts. Reece is back by all accounts. Casado definitely back.
Okay.
And Gusto was look, illness. If I had what I had, right, it could wipe me out for 3. I was ill, mate. I was so. Honestly,
We're going back to that.
I was so ill.
Well, yeah, that's not good. Rosenior is holding talks with Sterling as well over his potential future. Like, what do you think about that? Are you on board with that conversation happening?
Raheem Sterling won't play for Chelsea again.
You don't think so?
No.
You think that's it?
I think Raheem Sterling's had a great career. I think he will go down as a Premier League great, Hall of Famer.
Can't be over already though, can it?
Ridiculous amount of league titles. I don't think he'll play. The problem is for him, he's a player that has only ever really played at the top. He had a stint at QPR, and apart from that, he's only ever been at the top. Could he do a job for certain more unambitious Premier League sides? Probably, but I don't know how inspiring that is for him.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to get that in there before, whilst I have a little
I
think.
agree with Rory, by the way.
Yeah. All right. Do you know what, Rory? I'm struggling with the negativity from your side. I'm struggling with it. I don't know if I can get on board with it just yet. So I'm going to say Chelsea win this.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
Well, look, let's hope you're right and I'm wrong.
Okay.
But history has taught us that that's not often the case.
I don't know. I mean, well played. I know. I just think, especially with players coming back. I know you played a fantastic Arsenal side the other day, but there were still positives to draw from that. His third game at home. Yes, Brentford have some. Yeah, I mean, they're churning out unbelievable strikers as well. By the way, I don't know how they do it, but there's some voodoo there.
Their recruitment is
unbelievable.
Yes, it is.
But I think Chelsea do it, and I'm going to say 3-1.
Okay, so
I'm going to go for it. Now I can tell you that Studs Up ACCA is going to be on site, and it's going to be on the app as well. It's had a nice little booster behind it. You can get that at 18-1. 18-1. That is unbelievable. What a great price. I'm glad I'm not doing Manchester United this week as well, just for the listener and the watcher. So trust us, because we've done it before, haven't we? We've done it before. You guys don't look so sure. Right. I have given some time for the Mount Rushmore. Okay. We are the home of the Mount Rushmore. I actually don't know what the topic is as I scroll. The Mount Rushmore this week is... They're stitching me up here.
Coming in.
They're on an absolute wind-up. I cannot believe what's in front of me. The Mount Rushmore of Manchester United managers since Sir Alex Ferguson. That is horrendous, whoever's written that. That is absolutely horrendous. That's no good.
Okay, that's easy.
The Man United managers since Fergie.
The best.
Okay,
well, obviously, open heart surgery, Ralph Rangnick has to be on there.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph.
Wreck-It Ralph straight in.
Wreck-It Ralph. What?
Ralph has to be on there.
What? You guys are on the
Do we
wind-up.
put Carrick on there for his first stint? Unbeaten.
What, for his 3 games?
Yeah, unbeaten.
Yeah. Fletcher.
Fletcher.
Oh, I hate this.
Fletcher's on there, of course.
I hate this.
Fletcher, one of the best managers Manchester United have had since. And after that,
Should we just stick Jose in just because we're Chelsea?
Yeah, Jose Mourinho has to be on there.
Oh, well, that's
Icon,
nice.
isn't it?
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah.
Icon.
Well, I didn't have a say in that. That is horrendous. That's terrible. What an awful question that is.
Giggs have a go.
Giggs
have a
We've
go.
had
Maybe
Giggs.
Put Giggs in there.
Giggs instead.
Yeah. Take Jose out.
We've had
Ryan
Giggs.
Giggs.
We've had Ruud van Nistelrooy.
We should put Ruud in.
We should just have all ex-players.
We've had Carrick. We've had
Carrick.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Carrick, Giggs. No, Solskjaer
Ralph's
did
gotta be
too
in
well.
there.
Ralph's got to be in there.
Yeah.
It is what it is. There we go. We've done it.
For the record, who do you think the best is?
For the record, the actual best, I think, was Mourinho.
I think it was Mourinho as well.
Yeah, we won 2 trophies.
Yeah,
and winning in Europe, mate.
Yeah.
Like you went to Sweden and you beat Ajax in a final. Like that's legendary.
Yeah.
And he finished second.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine that. Imagine finish second now.
Yeah. Oh, I'd take that. Let me tell you. Oh. Do you know what he said? That was one of his greatest achievements, didn't he?
He
With that
wasn't
squad
wrong.
finish.
Everyone laughed at him
We
at the
laughed at him.
By the way, didn't Ollie finish 4th?
Ollie finished second twice.
Second, not
Twice. Back-to-back Champions League
I
qualification.
mean, wow.
I know, but when it went south, it
went south quick.
south.
Yes.
Right. Okay, that's it. Lads, I'm sorry to say that is an hour done.
It's been
Another week.
amazing.
It's been amazing, hasn't
Cheers,
it?
boys.
Yeah, nice one. Right, okay. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening as well. On the Manchester Derby, if you go to talksportbet.com/Manchester, you can get either one of those teams to win at 40-1. Yeah, you heard me right. Man City to win at 40-1 or United to win at 40-1. It's a welcome offer for new customers, so worth checking out. Check up the Studs Up ACCA as well on site and on the app. And thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. It's in your tens of thousands, and we'll be back next week. Take care.